Good morning. Welcome to Silver Creek Church. Happy to have you guys with us today. Man, what a week we have had, huh? As a country. Well, it's been something, and so that's why I'm interrupting our week's usual programming, if you want to call it that, with an urgent message that we need to talk about today. And so I had an entire message planned for today. Been talking about it for weeks. It's a part of our Give, Serve, Love effort that we've been doing as a church, which is incredible. It's an opportunity to give to our community. It's our moment where we take once a year and we say, hey, let's get our focus, refocus to where it should be, and that's outside these walls on the community. And not that we don't do it all year long, but we like to take once a year where we just make sure that we give it a renewed effort in our hearts and our minds all the way around. And so this is that time of year where we do that. And we're taking the month of November that we are looking for projects where we can put our hands to and serve some way in our communities. And there's all kinds of incredible organizations that you connect with. We have out here signups for you if you want to sign up for Saginaw City Rescue Mission, phenomenal organization, helping people to get their lives reestablished and getting started. We have another organization, Underground Railroad, which helps families that have been torn apart from all kinds of abuses and domestic issues. More or less, it focuses on women to help women get a new start when they've been in a horrible situation where they couldn't. Even as far as they can help them reestablish social security cards, getting children that they have daycare. It's a huge resource for single moms who have been through horrible situations. So that's another organization that we can help with. And the way we help there is they've got a really neat thrift shop that we can volunteer our time with. They've received donations, and then also they have to get them stocked at the shelves and people shop there and so on. So tons of opportunities and many more that you guys know about, or maybe you're already connected to, that I encourage you. If you've got one that you're like, man, there's one really close to my heart, Pastor, man, I love doing that, then do that. Do something, and we're going to spend this whole month where we are serving. And we're going to keep track of those hours that we serve and put in, and we're going to celebrate that after the month's over and see what we were able to accomplish together when we put our hand-to-hand working together on something like this. So the signups for that are out in the hallway. You'll still have that to do for this week. But today was going to be our give day. And if you came today prepared to give, we talked about giving $40 per person, and all the money that we give for this special offering is only to go to the community. If you came ready for that, you still can. If you want to do that, we don't receive offering here, as many of you know. Like you might see in a traditional church, we don't pass the plate, but what we do is we have a give station located in the foyer where you first walked in. And if you take an envelope that's there and write on that, give, put that in that give station, and that way we know it's for the give program. And that's what those funds will go towards. Make sure you indicate give. Or if you're giving on PayPal, if you're online looking at us and you're giving through PayPal, indicate give in the memo so that we know that it's going towards the give project. Give, okay? Or GSL, which is Give, Serve, Love. Either way, we'll know what that means if you do either of those things, because I've announced both. So we still do that, but next week we're going to receive the offering again, is what we're going to do. And that's when I want to really focus on it. We're going to have a message where we talk all about it next week, and I am really excited to do that. But this week, because of what's happening in our nation, in our states, in our counties, in our neighborhoods, there's a general air of disagreement. If you look at the election results, our country is pretty well divided right down the middle. There's a 50-50 voting margin. And I said this last week, I've been through many elections in my short lifetime that I've had so far. And I don't remember ever in my lifetime having an election where people all felt like, hey, either candidate's fine, just whichever, it's fine. It's never been like that. There's always been heated people on both sides saying, well, no, I think it should be this one, or no, I think it should be this one. It's never been an easy vote, so to speak, where I'll just vote for this one or either one will work. It's never been like that. So there's people who disagree. And when you're in a disagreement, when you find two people on two different sides of a disagreement, each of them has something in common. They both feel like they're right. Each person says, no, I'm right, no, I'm right, no, I'm right, no, I'm right. And you're in a disagreement because you feel passionately about the fact that you are right. But when both sides think they're right, there's a bigger problem at hand. And that is that things aren't right between us when we both think we're right. Between us, things just aren't quite right. Little play on words there. And so it can be difficult for us to hear the other person when we feel like we're so right that there's just no point in even listening because I'm right. It's hard to listen to someone else. But there's more to this, especially if you feel like what you're fighting for is a spiritual or a moral imperative. Man, that fuels it all the more to say, whoa, wait, this isn't just like my opinion. This is a spiritual, this is a moral issue that I've got to fight for. And there have been holy wars that have been fighting for centuries over this basis. Because people on both sides felt like they had the spiritual or the moral obligation to fight for what they see as right. And we tend to dig our heels in when we're in that position. Because we feel like that what we're fighting for is greater than ourselves. That there's more at stake than just ourselves and our own personal issues. So, we should insist on things that are important. We should fight for things that are important. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm saying you should. When you feel strong about something, you should. But is it possible to still have a passion and still want to urge your point without losing relationships with everyone around you? It's important that we listen. So listen to me for just a second. Did you hear me? Listen for a second. That's what we're saying, is that can we become better listeners? Is it possible? So today, we're going to listen to a message because I've invited Uncle Andy to come in and talk to us because this is a sensitive topic. And it's something that I myself deal with as well. I have my opinions and my thoughts and my ideas. And sometimes things we say can get us in trouble. Have you ever done that? Have you ever said something and later on went back and went, yeah, I wish I hadn't said it quite like that. Or maybe you had an argument with somebody, later you're like, I wish I had thought of that sooner. Oh, that would have been a great one. I could have really zinged them with that one if I would have thought of it sooner. You know, because later on, we think more clearly. Later on, we think back, we think, oh, I wish I hadn't said it that way, or I wish I had said something different. Because sometimes we're quick to speak when we should be slow to speak. And we're slow to listen when we should be quick to listen. Because our mouths can get us into trouble sometimes. And so, like I said, I've asked Uncle Andy, as we like to affectionately call him, Uncle Andy Stanley from North Point Community Church, one of the churches that we're connected to in a very close way. They are kind of hand in hand with our church on what we believe and our values and what we teach and what we do. And they've been very supportive of us and helping us get established. And so today we are going to listen to Andy here in just a second. He's going to be talking to you about a 4-week series, but don't worry, we're not going to cram all 4 into one day. We're going to listen to one message today. And this is a pre-recorded message, but I'm going to ask you to participate. There's going to be audience participation at points. I want to ask us to participate like we're in the moment, just like it's happening. And so if we bring the lights down, we're going to sit back and let's get into our message today. Thank you.